Okay, this is the first of a few videos that are going to help you get better with your addition facts. So if you're having trouble passing your timed tests, work on these strategies, just the ones that you need. I would recommend going through all the videos once and then work on the ones that you need to help you pass your addition fact test. This first video is basic addition facts. We're going to cover 4 basic strategies for adding 0, adding 1, adding 2, and we're also going to learn about commutative property. So, first of all, we're going to look at adding 0. First of all, you know that the value of 0 is nothing. It is a placeholder. It's important to use in numbers. It's not that it's completely worthless. It's just that its actual value is 0. So if you have a dog and your mother goes to the pet store and buys you no dogs, you still have 1 dog because she added no dogs to your number of dogs. That's basically what adding 0 is you're adding nothing. So for adding 0, just think of it as adding nothing. It's important to remember that the value of 0 is nothing, which I've already said. And if you add nothing to whatever you have, you end up with the same amount you started with. So I will show you that mathematically. Okay, first I'm going to show you with pictures of happy faces. I have 3 happy faces. And I'm going to add no happy faces to my 3 happy faces. And so that means that I end up with just 3 happy faces at the end. I have no more than I started with. So I can show that using a number sentence. 3 plus 0, 3 happy faces plus 0 happy faces equals 3 happy faces. I can remember the rule this way. If I see 0 in a number sentence, I'm going to look at the other number. I'm going to draw a little I here. So remember to look at the other number, and I'm just going to write that number after my equal sign, because 3 plus 0 is the same as 3. Okay, our next strategy is adding 1. This is also called counting up. You're going to count up, and you're just going to count up by 1. This is a counting up strategy. When you add 1, just count to the next number.
So you might want to think of a number line in this case.
And I'm going to draw a number line here, a pretty standard number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it would continue on. Whoops! I'm zooming in by accident. My camera jiggled. Here we go. Let's see if it'll stay like that. Sorry about that. Okay, so here's my standard number line. And I'm going to add 1 plus 1. Now I know this is super easy, but I'm demonstrating the principle. So I start at 1, and I'm going to add 1. I'm just going to count up 1. So the number after 1 is 2. Same way, 2 plus 1, the number after 2 is 3, and so on. I can use this for harder numbers that won't be on my number line. 32 plus 1, I think to myself, if I was counting 32, the next number is 33. And there's my answer. So that's adding 1. Okay, the next strategy is called adding 2. I have 2 pieces of paper here. Let me get one off of here. Okay, with the adding 2 strategy, I am just going to count up 2 numbers. Just like I counted up 1 for adding 1, I'm going to count up 2 numbers. So let's look at it this way. 9 plus 2 equals. I'm going to say this number right here. So let me go ahead and switch colors. So I'm going to say 9. Hopefully it shows up differently. And then I'm going to think what the next 2 numbers are on the number line after 9. So I think to myself, 10, 11. So I know that the answer is 11. So you will say the larger number, then count up 2 numbers. I'll do one more for you. Okay, let's say I have 2 plus 11. First, I'm going to look for that larger number. I'm going to say it. I'm going to put parentheses or quotation marks around it because that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say 11. Then I'm going to think the next 2 numbers, 12, 13. And so my answer is 13. 2 plus 11 is 13. Okay, the last strategy, this is actually the longest video on these strategies. The last one is commutative property. And basically all this means is that it doesn't matter what order you add numbers in, the sum is the same. And this is handy when you're using a certain strategy but the number doesn't come in the second place, and I'll show you in just a second. So this is called commutative property. And the commutative property says no matter what order you add digits in, you will get the same sum. The sum being the answer to an addition problem. So that's handy when you have the smaller number first and a big number second. You want to start with the big number. You can just switch them around. It's no problem. Okay, so let's look at some commutative property problems. 2 plus 3, we know that that is 5. And likewise, we can say 3 plus 2, which equals 5. You will also see commutative property expressed this way. 2 plus 3 equals or is the same as 3 plus 2. I always encourage my students when they have a operation symbols on both sides of the equal sign to say is the same as. It helps them remember that this means is the same as, not here comes the answer. Okay, so that is our final strategy. So let's go over the strategies that we learned really quickly. Oops, wrong paper. So we learned the basic addition facts for adding 0, adding 1, adding 2, and for commutative property. Now with this video, you also have 2 practice worksheets. You can bring these to school and get extra credit, but I don't grade them. This is for you to practice and get as fast as you can on it. If you want to have your parents time you, that's fine. This first one is counting up 1, counting up 2, and adding 0. And this one is adding 0, count up 1, count up 2. So they're the same skills. This one has more problems, this one has less. So if you're still working on those skills, use the one that has less problems. And then those of you that really want a little bit of a challenge, you can try this one. And bring that to school when you finish it, and I'll take a look at it.